Hi, welcome to Coffee Time with Aline. Have you ever felt the need to quit social media? Are you feeling like not wanting to do anything at all? That's what I felt like last year, and believe it or not, even earlier this year. That's before I tried to reduce my use of social media. So today, I will talk to you about my experience with detoxing from social media, the benefits that I have observe, and also some helpful tips for you girlies out there who wants to actually quit social media for a while. Don't freak out, just for a while. So why did I actually do this insane thing of coming off social media? I actually can't really remember the reason, but it was something to do with me coming back from a really fun overseas trip to Japan. It was like the best trip that I ever taken, and when I came back, I just had absolutely no motivation to do anything at all. I find myself waking up and just wanting to lay in bed forever, and that was even after 2 months of coming back. And I thought, I have to do something about it. I feel so lazy, I couldn't get myself to the gym. And then I encountered this video where the speaker spoke about how many weeks we have in our lives, the number of years that we'll be spending on the screen. That just hit me so hard that I do not want to be one of those people who spend the rest of my life on the screen. I realized quickly that I definitely or possibly have increased my dopamine base level, and I really needed a dopamine fast. My screen time was unbelievably high. I was also finding myself just grabbing my phone for no reason, opening Instagram, scrolling, and then not knowing why I was there in the first place. It's just this aimless wandering on the internet. And I didn't find much joy out of it, I don't think. But I just needed that hit of some notification of just waiting to find something interesting. I decided that I would quit social media for 30 days because I love 30 days challenges. The first week was so difficult. I still find myself clicking through the app, but then I had the Clear Space app to limit myself. I still found myself scrolling through my phone, but not for as long as I usually do. I feel the need to be more social, to be me with my fiance and my cats, doing the dishwashing that I had to do, and I find myself tidying things up when I have nothing to do. Although I've been watching more Netflix, I feel more fulfilled from these shows, and I don't find that I'm being left out of social event. Day 12. I'm feeling curious. Is there anyone that want to message me on Instagram? So I had to go into the app and check my messages, but only to my disappointment that no one seems to notice that I have disappeared, except for one person. Losing my source of fun from social media, I had to find alternative sources of fun. So I found myself messaging my friends to see where they're up to, listen to an audiobook or read a book. I would write stories about my life, or I'll meet up with my friends more often. What they do on social media if they have caught up with someone else that I know and I wasn't invited. I didn't know any of that anymore, so I wasn't concerned that they didn't like me or because I was boring. So all these self-limiting beliefs all disappeared, and I just focused on being present. And I was asked questions about what they've been up to because I genuinely didn't know. I didn't have stories to tell me. Besides that, I was still going on my phone quite a lot. I wouldn't say as much as before. The apps that I tend to gravitate towards is the wearing app to style my clothes because I find it really fun, or photos apps to delete pictures, but those wouldn't take as much of my space and time as usual. I could get them off very quickly, and I was liberated from all of that. It was hard in the beginning, but I just needed to replace social media with something else, and it got easier and easier each time that I do my fasts. I had only mentioned my detox 2 weeks into the detox, and my journal entry was, I don't even miss social media. I don't even wonder what is on there anymore, because I was really busy doing other things, like important goals that I had for that year. Building my YouTube channel, hung out with friends. I was living in the real world, and I made plans, like I went snorkeling, I saw the sunsets, I took my cat for a walk. Another benefit was I didn't have to see all those ads of things that I didn't need attacking me. So I didn't spend as much money this month In my free time, I worked on filming and learning, and it was so funny because when I came back to social media, I find myself not missing out on anything. Everything is exactly as I left, even though it was a month after. It just feels empty, soulless. No one was really posting anything meaningful, or I wasn't missing out on anyone's important milestones or their coffee or lunches pictures. So at the end of it, I guess when I started this challenge, I've wondered if I could just quit social media altogether after the 30 days. But I do not think that is possible in this world, day and age. I find that Instagram is like the thing that I use to message a lot of friends who I'm not super close with, but I want to keep in touch with. So another way that I've done it I have managed this usage of Instagram is to have an intention every time I go into the app. I use another screen time app that will make me think before I go into the app, and that has really helped. I have restricted as well every day, just going on it for 15 minutes and as a treat, or I can't use it when I'm with people. It is also so difficult when you're socializing and your friends want to show you something on Instagram. You just find yourself having to open Instagram, otherwise you'll be missing out on a lot of things. So I don't think quitting totally cold turkey is a solution. It's about a mindful usage of it. And so far it has served me really well. So what happened? Did I get any benefits at all from detoxing? Absolutely so many, but I'm going to only list 5. The first thing is that I find my dopamine level resetted to my base level. I was able to get a dopamine hit from going to the gym, working out, going for a walk, catching up, calling my mom, my friends, and I felt a lot more present when I'm hanging out with friends. I feel like they are the one entertaining me again, whereas before with social media I felt quite bored in these social hangouts. And this is actually backed by science. The author of Dopamine Nation says that we all have a balanced scale of the dopamine. If our dopamine level gets higher and higher, that means you need more of the stimulations in order for you to get that same effect. And that's how addiction happens. So I'm really glad that I was able to just get rid of that altogether and resetted my dopamine level, making it so easy to do hard things. The second benefit was that I find myself being a lot less anxious when I'm in a social situation. There were many instances where I was just bored at a social hangout and I would take my phone out and maybe go on social media. I didn't have anything else to do rather than maybe taking out my phone and using the calculator app to see that I'm texting someone, but no one was texting me anyway. So I was actually forced to make connection in real life. By disconnecting, is actually ironic that I felt more connected. And you know, there are studies to say that we are social creatures that need these social connections. And the way that social media is taking it away from us is they make us think that these stories and these messages that people post on their stories are for us, but actually it's for everybody else. And you felt like you have already connected with this person, but in actuality, you haven't even spoken to a word to them. And you already know everything about their life. That is just so depressing to me, honestly. The third thing is that I was hitting my goals one by one. In not having social media, I found myself with lots of free time. I went to dance class more, I went to the gym. I actually had set out a goal to lose weight this year as well. So I was using these times to meal prep, do my workout, at the same time build my YouTube channel, creating my own content instead of consuming them. And this is such a great way for me to express my creativity and my outlet. And I think that's part of the reason why my anxiety levels has really decreased and my stress level as well. I don't think there was anything bad about social media, but it's the way that the social media company has made us so addicted. Because I remember when I was 12 or 13 and I was on the internet, it wasn't so addictive to the point that it makes you lose out on things in real life. I still had friends, I still hang out with them in real life, and social media was just a way to connect and to share the things that we loved. I do feel that it's such a shame that how social media has changed, and perhaps it's the way the users let these companies do it to them as well. But I don't know, I don't have the answer to this. So if you've listened this far, I'm sure you really want to try to do this 30 days challenge yourself. Here are some helpful tips. First is to commit. You really need to block out on your calendar on which days you will do the 30-day challenge, because believe me, if you don't commit and you willy-nilly do it, you will not be able to. The second thing is to delete the app completely, or use the app ClearSpace or Be Present, a screen time app, to block your access of it. But if you still do not have so much self-control, give your password to someone else. Third tip, to have an accountability partner and to make it a rewarding experience. What do you earn at the end of a challenge? For me, I was using strategy 1 and 2 and also a bit of 3, because I had a little treat to myself. I had a spa day after I completed the 30-day challenge. But that's all, my friends, and I really hoped that you enjoyed this coffee time, and until next time, take care of yourself.